So we would like to officially call the ASCA membership meeting to order at 7:36 a.m. And it is my honor and privilege to welcome the CEO of the American Swimming Coaches Association, Jennifer Lamont, to the podium.
All righty. Welcome to the hardy few who've shown up for our membership meeting. We definitely appreciate you, for showing up this morning, but most importantly for being members of ASCA. And hopefully, since you've taken the step to come here to an early membership meeting, you probably already have, I'm guessing, but if you haven't, take the next step to be involved in ASCA, because that is really what makes us who we are, is that you are not just dues-paying members, but you are active dues-paying members, and that is what drives our organization. As we've said year after year, we're a member-driven organization, and so, we depend on our members. We are as good a professional association as our members are involved. So, I'm just going to go through a few things to highlight what we've been working on for the last couple years that you may or may not know about. So I feel like and our board has, all of you have given us so much input. We've done it through surveys, we've done it through walking decks, we've done it through all kinds of conversations to figure out what it is that members need and want. Our board comes together, talks about what we need and want, and we try to put it into action. And we have put in so many new programs and built so many great resources on our website. And now we feel like the challenge is to get people to know about it, because now when we walk the deck and we talk about all the resources and things, people are like, oh, I had no idea, there's a Russell Mark library, what, okay, yeah, you just have to log in as a member to see it. So I'm gonna go through just the highlights of those, because sometimes I feel like we have so many and we have a flyer, maybe you've seen it, that has like 20 benefits that are members only benefits listed, and I feel like sometimes it's so much that people, you know how it is, if there's a lot of information, you just gloss over it and none of it sinks in. So I thought today, instead of going over all of it and blowing your minds at 7:30 in the morning, that we would just kind of hit some of the highlights. Because, if we can draw you in, or you can have the tools to talk to other coaches to draw them in. Once you get in, then you can really, hopefully many of you have done this, gotten lost in the website, just looking from one, clicking. There's just a plethora of information there. So if we could, I have the power to go to the next slide. There we go. So this is just some highlights. Literally, there's like 20 on the website, but benefits and resources. So if you don't know about it, you definitely should go in and look at Russell's video and data libraries. So he's been building these over the last couple years, and he has just put in dozens of examples of stroke technique, turns, starts, drills, all kinds of stuff. And I got to tell you, and it's been adapted so that it can be pulled up on a phone really easily. So you can use it pool deck, on an iPad, phone, whatever. It's just really easy to use, and Russell is here. And I know him, and I know that if you have any questions at all, want to discuss something, even debate something, he's open to it. So great resource. And then the data library. So he puts up data analysis of what the best in the world are doing, what the best in the country are doing. He's done analysis of NCAA races. He's done analysis of Olympic races. So it's just a really great resource. And I feel I can speak on behalf of our board that we are just so proud to be able to present that as ASCA to our members and to coaches around the country and the world. We also have a safe sport attorney. So this is another one. Whenever I tell somebody, they're like, really? I had no idea. Yeah, for a couple years. And this was the result of, coaches telling us the system is so unfair. It's scary when somebody accuses you of something and you don't know what the process is, and you don't know what to expect, and you don't know what's official or what's not official. And so we have a safe sport attorney, very renowned safe sport attorney on retainer, and it's a benefit to members. You have up to an hour of consultation free of charge by just benefit of having your ASCA membership. That in and of itself, that would normally cost, just for an hour consultation, would cost $500. So that in and of itself, and you can just pick up the phone, and even if it's just, you just want to ask a question, get clarification on a rule, something like that. That's a benefit for ASCA members. Okay, and then the 2 ASCA Lives a month, so, and sometimes 3. Sometimes we have so much that we have to add a 3rd in a month, but we have been very consistent for the last couple of years that, and check our website or check our Wednesday newsletter, because we always put them in what's coming up in there. But every month is either a, so every month is one that works towards your level 4 or level 5 certification. So there'll be like a level 4, which is leadership. That's the theme of level 4 certification. So there'll be some talk based on leadership. And then the next month there'll be a level 5, which is administration. So there'll be some talk under the theme of administration. They're always, you know, well-known working coaches or experts in the field who present the ASCA Lives. And then the second one of that month will be something else. Sometime, like we have Russell coming up. We have had Abby Fish last month. We'll have somebody talk on some other thing besides leadership or administration. But just to go back to the certification, you don't have to be pursuing 4 or 5. So the way we developed this, and this was developed by our board of directors, when we revamped certification about 3 years ago, so we made level 4 and level 5 courses interactive in that you have to get on an actual live webinar and complete a few of them before, you know, as your course for that level. So we thought, well, as long as we're doing that and we're bringing in experts and we're taking the time to have a live course, let's just invite all the members into it and make it available to everyone. So that's what it is. You know, again, you know, free to members. It's a benefit of membership, and they're recorded. So they're usually every Wednesday at 1 o'clock live, but of course, not every, you know, that's hard for a lot of people. So they are recorded, and then that's another library that we have on our website. So unbelievable library of all the ASCA Lives that have ever been on. So great benefit. So our mission, as you know, is to inspire, support, and advocate for coaches. So the support is what we just did. This is the advocacy piece. Our board has established the mantra that we will always push for athlete-centered and coach-driven decisions within not only ASCA, but like that's what we will push for in USA Swimming. That's what we will push for in any governing body or any decision within our sport about how things are administered. And we will always put, that's the bar, that we will always hold every, you know, whether we speak out, what we speak out, what our theme is when we talk, that's gonna be our driving theme, that everything be coach-driven, athlete-centered. And you, if you've been paying attention for the last month or so, you know, there's been a lot of advocacy going on there. We have been, our ASCA and our board has been very vocal in the change in leadership that happened at USA Swimming. We put out a letter in the middle of August that our board members all put their names on. No one had really come out at that point putting their name on things. It was kind of scary because when you do that, you know, you don't know what's going to happen, if there's going to be retribution or whatever. We have courageous board members. They felt very strongly that we needed to speak up because we were hearing it from all over the place that coaches, you know, what we put in that letter is what coaches were telling us. And we spoke up on your behalf, put out that letter, and lo and behold, changes have happened. And then we are also, and we will continue to always call on USA Swimming to listen and engage coaches. Like, that's the next step. Now we have to look forward. There's, you know, there's a lot to be done going forward, and we will always advocate that it be, again, coach-driven, athlete-centered, and that they always be listening to coaches, and coaches are in place to make those decisions. So some of the programs, and again, these are just highlights, some of the coach support programs that we have, the mentor program. I talk about this all the time, so I'm just gonna do it one more time real quick because it's an amazing program. Coaches who are in it absolutely love it. We stole it from CSCAA, they stole it from We Coach. We all share that we all want everybody to be better. The way it works is not the typical mentor-mentee, it's actually a mentor group of 3 people, 3 coaches. One is bronze, one is silver, one is gold, based on years of experience. So you can figure that out, tiers. And when you apply to it, you can select, you put in your years of experience, so that puts you in whether you're gold, silver, or bronze, but then you can also select what type of coach or coaches you want to be matched with. So it could be, I want to be with all female coaches. I want to be with all head coaches. I want to be with coaches who own their own teams. whatever it is. I want to be with a coach who, is really good at underwaters, teaching underwaters. Whatever it is, we will do our best, no promises, but we will do our best to match you in a group that makes sense for you and that you really want to learn from. And you'll meet for 10 months on Zoom. So you get your group, you exchange information. We send out prompts every month, discussion prompts that are kind of tied to what's happening in the season, that time of the season. But you don't have to use them. Some groups use them, some don't. But the people that meet in those groups, 1 hour a month, and then, more if they want to, like, form bonds that, they'll say, like, I have found my lifelong mentor, we want to keep meeting, we hook up when we see each other at meets. It's really amazing, the things that come out of this program. So I highly recommend it. We actually extended the deadline so that we could promote it here at World Clinic, and you have until September 13th to apply for it. You can go see it on our website, the application. So if you want to apply, do it by September 13th, and then you'll be in a cohort for this year that will meet for the next 10 months till next summer. Our Tim Welsh Fellows Program. Fellows, can you stand up and wave? These are our new fellows for this year. This is an amazing program. It's currently run by Kathleen Prindle, and it's a year-long research project. And this year they're going to be delving into social media and how it affects teams. And so that is a small, as you can see, a small group, but they work together, they bond, and they do research throughout the year and present their findings. We're getting findings from last year's group presented to our board this week, and it was on retention in the 11 to 14-year-old range, which is a very relevant topic. So we're excited to get that presentation. Our ambassadors program, any member can apply for that, where you are an ambassador for ASCA out in your area, and we depend on you to bring us information, and we disseminate information to you that you can share so that people can know more, the coaches that are in your area, your circle, your network can know more about ASCA and what's going on. The Women's Initiative we started this year, which that's a monthly call that we do where female coaches can get on and talk, and we're really working to expand that. The symposium was born from that initiative and those calls, and we're really excited about moving it forward and doing more. And Swim America is our amazing, long-standing Learn to Swim program that's being revamped lately. Bill Meyer has taken the lead on it. He has so much energy, and he's really expanding it. And honestly, there's a lot of talk going on nowadays about, what is the answer to bringing more athletes into the sport and bringing them all the way up so that they're performing at the highest level. And you heard it last night from Todd DeSorbo, right? Like, you got to start, it's like, let's go back and learn about and find out who taught them to swim. The Walsh sisters or whoever is doing really well on the international stage. Swim America is a well-known, well-respected program that teaches exactly what he's talking about. It teaches kids, when they learn to swim, how to swim the right way and how to progress into their teams. And it was created so that coaches would have like a program in a box. It's all the curriculum for you. You pay a license fee and you get support. You get to meet with other program directors around the country, get ideas. Great program that supports our members. So constant communication is another thing that we have really tried to build. It's always that balance between too much communication, but enough communication to keep everyone informed. We do a weekly newsletter. Hopefully you get information on that, take a glance at it at least. We try to keep it brief and no more than 4 or 5 items, and you can click through and get more information. So that comes out every Wednesday in the middle of the day. We do text messages. Hopefully, if you don't get our text messages, stop by registration and sign up. We only send them out, as reminders for important things. We try not to overdo it. Our website was revamped a couple years ago, and we keep that updated as a resource for everybody and where you can get the latest information. And of course, we're all out there at meets in person. I feel like that is a priority to have individual conversations. Better than any other way of communication. So I, as well as our entire staff, as well as our board, we're always out there. If you see any of us out on a deck, please come up, talk, share your ideas, tell us what's going on in your area. That's why we're there. And We are also, like I said at the beginning, a member-run organization that listens and acts on your input. And that's probably what we're most proud of in a nutshell. So, like I said, please feel free to share your input. We make a point of getting it and putting it into action. That's what we're all about. The future is to grow, improve, and engage. And so I wanted to just say that, okay, so maybe you're thinking, hopefully you're thinking, what can I do to help? Like, this is my profession, this is my professional organization, what can I do to help? The best thing you can do to help to make us a better organization is to talk to other coaches about joining. We don't have, there's a lot of potential, let's put it that way, in coaches to join ASCA. We don't have all the coaches out there in our organization, but imagine if we did. Like, we could do so much more, we would be so much more powerful. I feel like we're doing a lot as it is, but oh my gosh, there's just so much more we could do if we just got everybody on board and we got all coaches pushing in the same direction and joining their professional organization. So that is the number one thing you can do. But like I said before, it's also getting engaged and talking to your LSC, or talking to your LSC leaders, being involved in your LSC, run for a position, be a coach who's leading in your LSC. Talk about ASCA benefits like I'm doing to you. Hopefully I'm empowering you to go out and talk to your fellow coaches so that we can all raise the bar, right, for the coaching profession by using all these resources, and volunteer. So there's the generic ASCA web email address on the screen, and you can email us at any time if you don't see something on the website or can't find it or whatever. There's lots of opportunities if you peruse the website to volunteer. If we get coaches engaged, that's how we make coaches strong and we make the coach's voice strong within our sport. And here's another way. So this is our 100% teams, and we have a program that Steve Hall is leading, our membership director, and this is the current list of ASCA 100% teams. If you are a 100% team, which really just means that your ASCA members, all the coaches, all the full-time coaches on your staff are ASCA members. You get a discount off ASCA courses by doing so. You get to put that logo on your website. We promote your team on our website. It's just a great way to create unity. The teams that do it tell us that they promote it out in their communities, and it's a great way to bring prestige to their teams in the community among parents that they're 100% ASCA team. So we encourage you to talk to your team and to your, we also have two 100% LSCs, which are Utah and Metro, which we thank them very much for doing that. They purchase the memberships, and we give them a discount because it's a bulk membership. So if there's any LSCs interested in doing that, reach out to me or reach out to Steve, and we'll talk about how we make that happen. But then every coach in the LSC is given access to every benefit that we have, which is quite amazing and elevates those coaches. So that's the end of my presentation. I want to thank you for all you do for your athletes, because you don't get thanked enough. By the way, Swim Coach Appreciation Week, which we started within ASCA, it comes up the first week of October, so get ready for that. Put the word out so you can be appreciated by your teams and by your athletes. But thank you for all you do, and that's my presentation. If there's any, thank you. And then Mike, you're going to come up next? Great. And we'll take questions at the end of the meeting.
You know, as coaches and as former athletes, many of us, you always look to strong leaders. And I think we can all agree that we have one of the best leaders in all of swimming right here in Jennifer Lamont. So another quick round of applause. When I think of the number of action items that our board has had to review over the last 4 years, it's been incredible. And whenever the board makes a decision, we can always count on our CEO to go through that list and make sure that every box is checked. The first night when we came to the World Clinic yesterday, Ian Murray turned as we were coming into the room and he said, "There's a buzz in here." And I can tell you that 4 years ago, when some of my colleagues who are sitting here today, Dave Gibson, Mike Colber, they said to the new board members, "Congratulations on being a part of the ASCA board." Now let me tell you the bad news. So we've come a long, long way since that day, and I'm incredibly proud to have played a very small role in it, along with all of my teammates on our board of directors. It's an incredibly historic time to be a part of ASCA and to play a role in swimming from a governance standpoint. We are really leading the way with advocacy. I think you can see that through our work over the past few months. But it's really on you to continue to take a role in our sport, whether it's joining a committee, whether it's being part of our mentorship program, our ASCA ambassadors, the fellows who do tremendous work. I really encourage you to take a look at our entire organization and find places where you can continue to help swimming move forward and you can continue to help American swimming move forward. The other thing that I want to talk about that's seminally important to all coaches is that it's important to understand the history of our sport so that we know where to go for the future. It's important that coaches teach their athletes the history of our sport. Our profession has come a really long way, but it's so important to keep our profession professional. And I'm glad that all of you are taking a role in being a member in ASCA. The 2 years that I've served as president has been a huge honor in my life. I'm looking forward to whomever that next president is going to be, and we're looking forward to our board elections. And with that, I'd like to invite Coach Paul Donovan to come up and talk about our governance. Thank you very much.
Morning, everybody. So one of the things that we have to run as part of our operation and part of our business each year at this time is we have to run the election process for the board of directors. And I've said to a few people as we try to encourage people to participate and vote that it's probably the second most important election that you're going to take part in over the next couple of weeks and months. So just to give people a bit of background before we introduce the candidates on the screen, is that there's a nomination process, and I've only been involved in this for the past 12 months, but I know the idea was to make the process as open and transparent as possible. So there is a nomination process. There's emails sent out earlier in the summer, maybe late May or early June, and basically it's a call to action to look for interested parties from within our membership to put their names forward for the board of directors. It's done online. The emails are sent out. It's on our website, and there's an email address, and people can email in, and it comes in and into me and the rest of the governance committee. And our role in that, it's actually separate to the board of directors. That there is a governance committee that's made up of myself from the board and then several other just basic members from the organization to make sure, again, that it's as open and transparent as possible. And our role in that is that we receive those nominations, and we also go out and we try to solicit people to run for the board positions as well, because one of our goals as a board is to make sure that we're keeping the right balance of representation across our whole sport. Whether that goes from balance in terms of gender, but also balance in terms of the coaches that are represented on the board of directors. College coaches, club coaches, large club coaches, small club coaches, high school coaches. We want as many voices as possible at our table all the time, so we're not missing anything when we meet and discuss and try to move things forward. And then what happens is that the governance committee review the nominations that come in, the background checks and all the usual things are done with the support of USA Swimming. And we put out the list of nominees. And you see on the list of nominees that there are some that are governance committee recommended. And really all that is what we've done is we've looked at the balance that we're looking to get on our board. And they are the people that we think are going to fill those spots as best we can. Why is this important? And I think Jennifer and Mike have spoke about it. It's we're your representatives and we're your voice from an advocacy point of view. There's loads of great things that ASCA does from a professional point of view, but I think from my point of view and from the other board of directors' point of view, we want to make sure that we are listening and that we are actioning on what we hear from our members. And we're your representatives. We're your voice. So, Jennifer's spoken about the advocacy done to lean in towards USA Swimming over the past few months. That wasn't a decision that was taken by, 11 people sitting in a room on the board of directors. It was a decision taken because of what we're hearing coming from our membership, demanding that action was taken. And that's why it's so important that A, you participate in the voting process, and B, you give some consideration around who you want to be your representatives and who you want to be your voice. For the voting process, it's all done online through a company called Election Buddy, and everyone was the domestic members will receive an email after this meeting, and will be able to vote in the election process. So it's not just the people here in the room this morning, it's all the membership will have the opportunity to vote from the end of this meeting until 10 a.m. tomorrow. And we have, there are numerous board positions open this year. We obviously have, we always have members terming out of their board time. We had a resignation earlier this year as one of our coaches moved to a job abroad. And so there are multiple positions open, and people can vote for as many open positions as there are. So I think this year we have 6 open positions, so you can vote for 6 people in the election process online. And each vote is an equal vote. It's not done down 1 to 6 or anything like that. That vote would just go towards that person. So again, I would encourage you, when you're looking at it, you don't just have to pick one person. We have 6 open spots. You can vote for 6 people who you want to be your 6 representatives on the board of directors for the next 36 months is how long their terms are. So what we do to try to help give you guys a better idea is that we ask all of the candidates to record a short video for a few minutes that has been online, that people can watch again if they're not here, but also we'll play it here to give you guys an opportunity to learn a little bit more about the candidates who are asking for your support to be your voice and your representatives. So I think we'll go ahead and play them now.
Hi, my name is Bill Dorncott, and I serve as the Director of Swimming and Diving at The Ohio State University. I'm just finishing up my first term on the Board of Directors for the American Swimming Coaches Association, and I would like to run for a second term. That second term, as I thought about potentially running, it was based on 3 things. One was humility, the second is gratitude, and the third is curiosity. It's with a great deal of humility that I serve our American swimming coaches. I'm certainly grateful for the opportunity over this past couple of years to be a part of the board, and hopefully we've made some meaningful changes in the direction and advocacy for coaches in American swimming. And the third, and probably the most important, is serving in this role has piqued my curiosity on how I can do it better and how we can do it better moving forward. And I believe with this second term, we could attack all 3 of those and reach the goals that we have in American swimming as we head towards LA. Thank you, and best of luck with everything moving forward.
Hello, my name is John Fedina. I would like to be considered for nomination to the ASCA Board of Directors. If I were to earn a nomination to the board, I would actively look to continue ASCA's development of resources to all members via online and in-person opportunities. I would champion the strengths of ASCA in evidence of their outreach and education and connection with the swimming community. I would also look to support and raise awareness with USA Swimming to challenge them to be better. I believe I bring a wealth of experiences that is very unique compared to most coaches. I've coached professionally for 27 years. I've had the privilege to work in 8 different LSCs, and I've had success at the age group, senior, and collegiate levels. I've worked all over the country, volunteered with USA Swimming, and gotten to serve our sport internationally, just recently returning from Australia for Junior Pan Packs. I can credit my mentors, Jim Richardson, John Urbanchek, Jack Bowerly, Harvey Humphreys, David Marsh, for providing a foundation and love of learning and growing. By sharing and connecting with all others in our sport, I hope to enhance the overall experiences of the athletes we get to work with every day. Thank you for your consideration.
Hey all, it's Matt Hurst, newly appointed head coach of boys and girls swimming at Mercersburg Academy here in Mercersburg, Pennsylvania. I really appreciate you taking time to consider me for a board of directors position at ASCA. I've been involved in the sport of swimming for the better part of the last 30 years, 20 some as a coach at all three major collegiate levels, Division 1, 2, and 3. I've coached at club programs, and now I'm coaching in a boarding school environment. Over the course of that time, I've had the privilege of working with some really highly qualified individuals. I'm not sure I categorize myself in that group yet, but I've seen people who are tremendous summer league coaches, people who are tremendous Olympic level coaches, collegiate coaches, prep school coaches. So I've been really fortunate to work in that capacity. And one thread amongst all of them is that they were always, no matter their level of success, they were always really humble about it and willing to be open and to share. So for me, now that I'm in a position where I've got what I consider enough of a background in the sport in terms of time invested into the sport, I'm really interested in getting on the board of ASCA and being able to pay that back to our community. I think we're at a really pivotal time in terms of development with, coming out of COVID and hopefully having that behind us. And we have a new quad ahead of us and building off the success in Paris, but really a time where education, coaches education, sharing, and coming together as a community is as important as ever, and a renaissance of United States swimming. And I'm really hopeful to be a part of that, leading the education piece and doing the outreach and community building as part of the ASCA board. So I really appreciate you considering my application, and I look forward to hearing from everybody soon. All the best. Take care.
Hello, everyone. I'm Ellen Johnston, and I am seeking re-election to the Board of Directors for the American Swim Coaches Association. These past 3 years have truly been tremendous in being able to be part of an organization that has people committed and professionals committed to being able to help coaches as advocates, as support, offering resources, and just doing what they can to help coaches be the best they can be. Having been on the executive committee and treasurer for the past 2 years, to see the growth and strength that the organization has developed these past few years, and the vision under our CEO, Jennifer Lamont, is exciting. I'd love to be a part of the next 3 years, and I seek your support and look forward to seeing and hopefully meeting with you. Thanks so very much.
Hi, my name is Brian McGuire, and I'm running for the Board of Directors for the American Swim Coaches Association. I've been coaching swimming for 35 years. Currently, I own my own club in Northern Illinois, outside of Chicago. I also coach high school, and I coach a girls' team at a public school and a boys' team at a private Catholic school. I've been a volunteer for ASCA for the past 20 years. I work exclusively at the World Clinic, helping in the registration tent, helping set up the rooms, making sure the speakers are there. I've done the heavy lifting. I've also been involved in recruiting of new members, sitting at the Central States Coaches Clinic for the past 15 or so years, manning the booth, answering your questions, making sure that we're providing you with an opportunity to get the best education on swimming in the world. And I think we're coming into some times where we need some good advice on the board. We've got a lot of things ahead of us that are going to be challenging, as many of you have read. There's some change up with USA Swimming, and I think that this is an important step for us to improve our status again in the world post-Paris. Now, I don't have the pedigree that most people do, and the fact that I'm not an elite college coach, but I'm boots on the ground. I'm the guy that does the heavy lifting, that makes sure that the clinics are running right, make sure that the classes are being taught, and do that background knowledge that we so desperately need. So I do think that I would make a good candidate for the board. I do think that I bring some knowledge and some insight. I have a smaller club, which I think is important, to have a voice, because we're the building blocks. We need to have that representation to get out there and to advocate for the numerous amount of clubs that we have in this USA Swimming structure. So please give it a careful thought. Think about me when you're voting, and I hope to get your vote. Again, my name is Brian McGuire, and I'm running for the ASCA board.
Hello, my name is Emily Molina. I'm the head coach of the Lake Oswego Swim Club, and we're a medium-sized team just outside of Portland, Oregon. I've been the head coach for 13 years, and I also serve as the general chair for our LSC and have served on numerous USA Swimming national committees. I'm interested in running for another term for the ASCA board because truly, we're just getting started. We've made such huge strides over the last few years, and I'm excited for the future. With our sport constantly changing, we need organizations who are advocating for our sport, the athletes, and most importantly, the coaches. Being a part of ASCA has allowed me to give back to a sport that has given me so much. I'm passionate about growing the sport. As a female coach of color, I want to continue to make our sport open and inclusive. I've had the privilege of being involved in multiple ASCA programs that build these communities up, and it's been one of the most positive experiences I've had as a coach. I would like to continue working with these organizations and these communities to continue making our sport bigger and better. ASCA is honestly the best resource of education, the best advocacy voice for coaches, and simply the best community. It would be a privilege to continue working on the board for another term. Thank you.
My name is Laura Mitchell, and I am one of the candidates for the ASCA Board of Directors. I'm from Alto Swim Club in Palo Alto. I'm one of the head coaches and owners of the team, and I directly coach our top middle school training group. I'm interested in supporting coaches, and I've served in numerous roles at the LSC level in Pacific Swimming Zone 1 North over the last 10 years, including terms as the zone chair, vice chair, and secretary. From 2013 to 17, I was on the steering committee for the Women in Coaching Clinic in California and helped to bring hundreds of women coaches together for professional development, resource sharing, and mentorship. I've gained a lot from being an ASCA member, primarily by learning from other coaches at World Clinic and attending and having the chance to speak at regional clinics. And from what I've seen and been a part of, there are many positive ways that ASCA contributes to our sport, and there is also work to be done to continue to make the organization more relevant and to help ASCA reach a greater number of coaches. I think that if ASCA is going to meet the goal of having a greater percentage of USA Swimming coaches become ASCA members, then additional work needs to be done to communicate the vision of the organization and to really prove and showcase the value of membership, both by responding to current member feedback and needs and by creating better points of entry for non-member or newer coaches to access and benefit from the kinds of resources and support that ASCA can offer. I'm interested in working on professional development pathways for coaches, including exploring how we can create opportunities for coaches to interact with ASCA in a more dynamic way, especially in the time in between big events like the World Clinic. And I'd like to be a part of ASCA's continued efforts to advocate for the needs of coaches. I think that conversation at the USA Swimming level is vital and important, and that there is also a need to make that conversation local, to engage with and understand what the professional and personal challenges look like for most coaches on the day-to-day. I'd like to see a conversation that includes engaging club leadership and talking about employment standards that allow for coaching to be both an enriching and sustainable long-term career path for professional coaches working with any level of athlete. Supporting coaches is the most important investment I think we can make in progressing our sport in both the short and long term, and I would love the opportunity to contribute as ASCA continues to listen, understand and respond to coaches and their current needs.
Hello everyone, my name is Mike Normant. I am currently the associate head coach at the University of Georgia for the men's swimming and diving program. I also owned the Metro Atlanta Aquatic Club in Atlanta, Georgia. Also before arriving here at the University of Georgia last May, May of 2023, I spent 5 years at Georgia Tech as an assistant coach. I'm truly honored, first of all, to be even considered for a position as one of the board members. It actually is a dream come true. I think having started the process of becoming a coach about 20 years ago, it's pretty cool to be ending up in this place to be even considered that. I have a love for the sport. I love swimming, I love coaching, and I think I've experienced many different facets of the sport that may be of a benefit and value to the ASCA membership and the ASCA board. I started as a part-time coach and then decided to make the crazy decision to leave my good finance job to become a full-time coach. Started a swim school, probably taught over 1,000 kids, and then coached that program, DeKalb Aquatics, and then built my own program and started that program back in 2013. And I've coached all levels of swimming, from professionals who were world champions and Olympians to state champions, to age group champions, and kids that were just getting involved in the sport. And I've been thankful to have the support of being able to speak to parents and learn from my experience as a business owner. But I think I love the sport because I think it's something that you're called to. And I think I'm at a point in my life where I really want to give back to the growth of the sport and see the country do better in terms of growing club membership and in terms of really pushing the educational side and creating even more opportunities for coaches to be creative and productive. So I understand the struggles of a club coach, I understand the struggles of a college coach, and I understand the struggles of a coach that's trying to build a club and hold it together and grow it, and the challenges that families face. And so I've just been truly humbled by the whole process, and it's made me into the person I am today. It's made my family closer, but I really have a vision and passion of wanting to really make the sport better than the way I found it. So I hope this helps, and I would love to serve as a member of the board. Thank you, and have a good evening. Take care.
Hello, my name is Eric Skelly. I am the head swimming and diving coach at the University of the Cumberlands in Williamsburg, Kentucky. And this is my video kind of talking about my interest in being a candidate for the board of directors for the American Swimming Coaches Association. I was very fortunate. I got into coaching, it's crazy to think, 30 years ago as a summer league coach. And at that time, I met a young man by the name of Daryl Meeks, who had been working with GAIADS and with ASCA back in the 1990s. And he got me involved with the educational process, the certification process, you name it, with ASCA. So I've been a Life Plus member. I think I'm one of the last ones that may still have that. Who knows how many are out there. But I've always seemed to gravitate to want to be a part of the organizations that on a bigger scale, whether it's collegiately with the NAIA or the CSCA, but also I feel it's important to, especially now that I'm in my late 40s, almost 50, to be involved with coaching on the national stage. For me, it's always about mentorship. I've had great mentors in my past who've kind of steered me in the right direction when I may have been going down the wrong way with my career, with coaching ideas, with recruiting, with just everything, people to lean on. And I feel like now it's more than ever. I'm seeing younger coaches who don't quite have that outlet, and I want to be a part of something that helps develop the next wave of great American coaches. For me, it's always been about supporting young ideas. I'm an old man. I'm never going to learn anything really that new, but I try to lean on younger coaches to get great ideas, as well as trying to help them with work-life balance and understanding the pitfalls that come with this job. Yeah, I just want to give back because the sport has been great for me and coaching has been great for me. It's created a lifestyle and a career path I never thought I was going to take. So that's why I want to be a part of the board of directors for ASCA. So thank you very much, and I look forward to hearing from everyone.
Good morning. I'm excited to share a quick video about being a candidate for a board member at ASCA. It's really important to me that at this point in my career, I find a place to give back to our coaching community, and I thought this was a great opportunity to do so. I'm in a place where our club at Bowles is able to give perspective and insight on a large variety and different athletes and different backgrounds and all over the world, and brings a unique perspective to the coaching community and the coaching process. And so I hope that by bringing that perspective to our fellow coaches, I can help them and serve them in a way that makes their job better, easier, and more fun. So some of the things I'm really interested in is just sharing, better technical information, and whether it be race data or improvement rates or trends that we're seeing, things that we can really get clear technical data on to help eliminate some of the noise and distraction around some of the storytelling that's out there right now. I think that will really help our coaches. And then culturally, how can we support coaches from a scheduling standpoint, from a work-life balance standpoint, from a family standpoint, to help them be better at their job and also able to be more sustainable in their jobs going forward. So those are the areas I'm really excited about and interested in, and finding ways to help people do that. I'd like to advocate for a lot more clarity around our junior national meet schedules, qualifications, things like that, and the purposes behind those meets. I think there's a big area that would help coaches in their job of developing student athletes for not just the Olympics, but later on in life. And so those are areas that I feel like we could provide a lot of insight and structure on, as well as some of the national team and national issues that are going around in the sport. I've had a great background of coaching elite level athletes, so I kind of understand what it takes to perform at that level, what it takes for coaching at that level, and can bring that all the way down to a club perspective as well. So I'm excited about the opportunity to work with ASCA and look forward to seeing you soon.
Thanks everyone for watching that. I think we sit through and we listen to those things, having done it myself and having have to speak to the individual candidates and encourage them to do their videos this year. Getting up and talking about yourself and recording yourself doing it, probably while sitting at home or in your office, is one of the hardest things to do. And one of the nice things about a lot of swim coaches is we don't like bragging and going on about ourselves a lot. So I'm sure I appreciate all the candidates taking the time to do that. And as it was put up on the screen there, the email will be sent out in the next 30 minutes, and voting will open and will stay open until 10 a.m. If you were in this room for the members meeting this morning, please take the time to the 10 seconds to take part in the voting process. If you're a head coach of a team and you have coach members at home in your own club teams or college teams or high school teams, please reach out to them, encourage them to take part in the process as well. Encourage them to watch the videos. They're all online on our website on YouTube, and people can see and learn from it. And then we will announce the results tomorrow morning after 10 a.m.
Alrighty, we're coming to the conclusion of our membership meeting, but I do want to open the mics. If anyone wants, there's 2 mics here. Anybody have any comments, concerns, questions, anything that they want to do in the membership meeting before we close it out? Yes. Can we get the back mic on, please? There you go.
Good morning. My name is Rose Chelowinski, and I'm a Swim
Hi, Rose.
America program director in Davis, California. And I just wanted to say thank you to Jennifer and the rest of the board of directors for helping rekindle the strongest swim lesson program in the country, Swim America, and just wanted to say and take the mic and say thank you.
Thank you, Rose. Rose is one of our really strong Swim America program directors out in California. Thank you. Anybody else? I see we have lots of folks streaming in for our morning keynote with Carol. So welcome, welcome. You missed a great membership meeting, but you can go back and watch the video. So we promised that those of you who came in for the membership meeting and got a raffle ticket would be eligible for a free World Clinic Pass. So here we go. Who's it gonna be? Thank you for being here. And the winning number is 7814813. Lucky 13. Do we have a winner? Okay, what was the rule that I said last night? Must be present to win. You're here. All right, winner. Come on up. Let's hear who you are. All right, thank you all very much. Let me get your name real quick. What's your name? Tony Gibson. Congratulations from Center Grove. Tony Gibson from Center Grove is our winner. So we will check with registration and we'll make it happen, okay? Thank you very much. All right, you're welcome. All right, so as promised, this morning, we ran out of time last night, but this morning, we're going to ask the new USA Swimming interim CEO, Shayna Ferguson, to come up to the mic and greet you all. So Shayna, if you want to come up, we'd appreciate it. Oh, she was at the mic back there. Come on up front.
No, I just wanted to use this one if I could. This one on.
You can come up here.
Just didn't want to stand here. Do you mind if I use this mic? This was that back mic. Oh, oh boy, that's loud. Hi. Wow. Wow, what a group. Hi, everybody. First, thank you, Jennifer, and the staff of ASCA for the invite. Thank you, Mike, and the board of ASCA for the invite. It means a lot. I do have a cup of coffee in my hand. I always have a cup of coffee in my hand. So maybe I'm partly a coach already, I guess. Hi, everybody. I'm Shayna Ferguson. I am the interim CEO at USA Swimming. I'm about 7 days into the job. But I'm about 6 years into the job at USA Swimming. I've been around the sport my whole life. I'm a little over 40 years into my time with USA Swimming as an athlete, but not as a coach. I grew up swimming in the Adirondack LSC. Where's Adirondack? Number 1 LSC, alphabetically. I did grow up in a small town in upstate New York. I ultimately swam in high school for Colony Aquatics. We didn't have a pool at my high school, so my parents drove 1.5 hours each way to get me to swim practice 5 days a week. That's a 3-hour round trip with a 2-hour swim practice stuck in the middle of that. It was a massive commitment for them. I didn't really understand it as a kid, but about 10 years ago, I went to a swim meet for a friend of mine's child, and I sat in those backless bleachers in a sweaty, sweaty natatorium. And I called my parents and I said, why in the world did you do this? And they said, because that's what you do for your kid. And I know that that's how you all feel as coaches. I know that that's what you do for your kids. I feel it. I felt it about 10 years ago when I sat on those bleachers and said, what in the world? So I know that you're doing this mostly because of your hearts and your loves for those kids. And I just want to recognize that here. We and the staff of USA Swimming have a lot of work to do. I know many of you, but I don't know all of you. I hope to meet many of you this week. Please, please, please come up to me. Please stop me. Please grab me. Please tell me what you think. Please call me. I'm going to tell you my cell phone number now, but I'll also pass it along. My cell phone number is 719-306-7309. I'm also with Joel a whole lot of the time. So please, please, please reach out if you need us. We are here. It would be foolish to stay on the stage any longer and get in the way of Carol coming up and talking and doing the real inspirational speech here, but I just wanted to say thank you for the welcome. Again, I'm about a week into this, but I love this sport. I'm here to listen. I want to listen. I'm not a coach, but I know how to be coached. So thank you all so much. Thank you.
All right, thank you. We truly appreciate Shayna taking the time to come and visit us in her first week on the job. So yeah, thanks again, Shayna. It's a new day.